Welcome, everybody, to Ballers and Briefs, Super Bowl 59 Sunday edition. We are live here with the normal three caballeros, Brad, DFS Phil, and myself. And then we have a special guest tonight, Philly fan, KC from the KC Sports Show. Thanks, KC, for joining us. We appreciate you hopping in.
Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. You already know.
I told you if your Eagles made it past Jaden Daniels and the Commandos, this is your platform to come in and talk all that Philly shit, Philly trash. Be one of those fans everybody hates in Philly.
You know I'm gonna stay humble, but I'm gonna still pipe up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's about time that you guys put respect. Actually, I got some smoke for a few people. Dan Orlowski being the first person. You're gonna put some respect on Jalen Hurts' name, being that he's been he has more Super Bowl appearances than you have wins. A few of the other haters too. Let's go with who else is on my shit list. Excuse my language. It's a few people on my shit list. Actually, I'm gonna wait until the Super Bowl so I can super confirm this. But anyway, yeah, I'm from KC Sports Show. Thank you very much, Cody and fellas, for inviting me to your great show, which I tune in every Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Cody also pops into my stream from time to time. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's great. It's a great year, man. We got Saquon. I said my last stream that when we win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna print out a T-shirt that says "Thank you, Giants" in green and black. And it's gonna be worn for at least a week now. I'm not gonna take any showers with it. You know what I'm saying? No showers at all. Oh man, but
loving it.
Man, I can go on, but Cody, go ahead. I don't want to take over.
You're good. You're good. So I mean, most people know how we work. We are sports fans, NFL fans, and we talk fantasy and DFS, a little bit of sports betting here and there, but I mean, we are sports fans first, and Super Bowl is the main event of the year, if you will. It's what we all look forward to, rather your team is in it or not. I think that's something that we all look forward to, and it's the biggest party, I would say, sports wise of the year. If you're not, at least domestically, I guess, and it's become an international game. So, I mean, Phil and Brad, y'all chime in, and what are initial thoughts about the Super Bowl that you have?
Go Saints.
It's in New Orleans.
It's in New Orleans, baby. It's in
New Orleans.
Big Easy.
Should have been us. The way we started.
Your next coach. Your next coach might be on the Philly sideline.
Allegedly.
What's up, John?
What up, man? I'm excited for this matchup. I think from a pure football standpoint, you couldn't ask for two better teams to really make it to the finals. I mean, even based off of what Vegas is kind of shooting out, even Vegas doesn't know. And so when Vegas doesn't even really know, you got a really good matchup. So I'm really excited for this. Both teams have really good defenses as well, which is kind of not really being talked about as much. You really are looking at the stars on the offensive side, but I think both teams on the defensive side could really make this a little bit of a lower scoring matchup than some are thinking about.
Yeah, definitely. What's up, Pete? Thanks for popping in, bro. We appreciate it.
What up, everybody? Showing some Super Bowl love to us. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, I mean, my initial thoughts is I put out a TikTok and an Instagram post today thinking about this. And yes, we're looking at history, right? Like, I hate to say it, that it's history. That's something that we might not ever see again in football if the Chiefs win. But at the same time, we're also seeing something that Saquon is on trajectory. I heard to break Terrell Davis's record of the whole season combined with the 2,000 yards and everything. Personally, I wish Saquon would have broken Eric Dickerson's single season record.
Y'all do.
And shout out to Saquon for Offensive Player of the Year, by the way.
Yes.
But at the same time, I think obviously you can't count. Some people say you can't count playoffs and all that shit. Fuck that rule. Fuck that rule. Saquon Barkley deserves every yard that he gets from the damn first game of the season till their end. Like, I mean, I wish they would change that rule. Obviously, it's not fair to others, but so your ass didn't win. You didn't go there, so my yards can count. So I'm looking forward to this for Saquon's part, but someone that's near and dear to my heart as a Texans fan, DeAndre Hopkins, man. Like, I will not be pissed off if the Chiefs win just because of DeAndre Hopkins. You can ask Phil. Him and I have argued ad nauseum, and even Brad, but Brad is a little bored because he's seen it in the AFC South, right? That DeAndre would just torch the Jags. But Phil and I think one day, one of the worst arguments him and I ever got into was over DeAndre Hopkins versus Michael Thomas at their peaks, who was the better wide receiver. And I could argue all day in part for DeAndre Hopkins because, I mean, he's a guy I accept that he needed to go somewhere to win a ring, and if he wins a ring, by all means, I'm not gonna be mad. But
I'm gonna be mad. The hell?
Of course, you're gonna be mad because you're a Philly fan. But
I mean, I like the DeAndre Hopkins eventually winning one. He's been done dirty by the leagues, but I'm sorry, not on the Eagles watch. Go do that some other time when we not in the Super Bowl. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be mad, but nah. I really want Saquon. And I posted that story or the reel that you sent to me. I posted it on my stories because I was like, listen. I want this more for Saquon for anybody else. This is the biggest FU to the Giants. This is great for him. How undervalued he was for that team and everything he did for that team, and them to still not dish out a little bit of money for him. Hey, that's crazy. So
slap him on the head. Like Saquon is backwards hurdles. I mean, he made that highlight reel at expense of Brad's Jags.
I don't want to talk about that. That's all good. We move beyond it. But I guess just to jump in as far as for a player you kind of want it for, I'm going to circle Hurts, actually. I mean, no one's really talking about the fact that this is his second Super Bowl. A lot of quarterbacks don't even make it to one. This is his second a chance to even get a ring, possibly. His stats over the years have been really solid. I don't think enough credit is really being given to him even this year, being able to coordinate and kind of really orchestrate that offense when you really have a strong run game and Saquon Barkley. So I guess of all the players, I would say I just want to give a little bit more flowers to Hurts today because I just don't think enough is going his way. He's more being treated like a Brock Purdy than he is really a top quarterback in the league. But I think any quarterback that can take their team to a Super Bowl 2 times and was his 3 years. And he's only been in the league how many years now? I think you got to start looking at him.
Five.
So I mean, I know we really love Lamar and he gives us all the stats, but at the end of the day, don't you want a winner? And it just seems like that's what Hurts been able to do, and I just don't think he's getting enough credit for it.
Here's an interesting stat for you guys. In the past 3 of the 4 times that Jalen Hurts has been in the playoffs, he has no interceptions. Let that sink in your head. I'm just saying, no interceptions in the past 3 years that he's been to the playoffs.
Is that question or is that stat though a more reflection of him not passing the ball, of them not trusting him to pass the ball more than what he needs to?
I don't like how you just twisted that.
I gotta spin it. And I'm asking, is this more the fact that he doesn't pass the ball well, or is that because the run game works so effectively with Jalen Hurts? And this one, obviously 500 and something plays this season or pass plays versus 700 and something were rushing plays, shows everything I need to know. Out of 1,200 plays, you got 700 of them rushing plays. So regardless if it's passing or not, I mean, Phil, who's a player like, who is a player you think that you wouldn't mind winning a Super Bowl and out of this game? I mean, I know you're probably
I'm betting the most money I've ever bet on a single game tomorrow on the Eagles because I want to see Saquon win it. And I'm from DC Nation. I'm from HTTR. Hail to the fucking Redskins, even though I'm a Saints fan. So I wanted to see the Redskins here, but Saquon deserves it, man. I don't care if diehard deserves it or not. Everyone's tired of seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. To be honest, they're probably only there because of the most ridiculous calls anybody has ever seen on the fucking field. So let's see it one time for the Dirty Birds, and then sorry KC, but I don't want to see y'all back in there neither after that. So let's put the motherfucking Who Dat Nation in there next year, and that's it.
One more thought I had on this is the fact that Jalen Hurts has been there 2 out of the last 3 years. Is that a reflection of how bad the NFC is? You've had the 49ers there 2 out of the last 4, and the Eagles there 2 out of the 49ers there out of the 2 out of the last 5, and the Eagles there 2 out of the last 5, and then the Rams there in the middle.
I would agree with
the
that.
Rams been twice. The Rams have been twice.
Twice out of the last 6. So
Yeah.
is that saying how bad the NFC is, or is that just saying that there's more like
You could look
obviously
at it as a glass half empty, glass half full type of situation. We're
Yeah.
that strong, you know, where we got teams that are just the Rams are strong in the NFC West. You got what is it? The 49ers are strong in the NFC West as well. And then us Eagles, we dominate, even though we haven't consecutively won the NFC East back to back, which befuddles my head. Like, how the hell we let Dallas win it last year? But it just tells you we beat up on each other so much, so where we don't give anybody a shot to get in there. It's 3-4 teams that get to the NFC Championship and then go to the Super Bowl versus Kansas City, who have the refs in their pocket.
I mean, you've had Tampa in there with Tom Brady. So Tom
Oh
Brady.
yeah, no, that
in the middle as well.
That was Commissioner what's his face? That was
Goodell?
That was Commissioner Goodell's doing. Well, that's off the top. That's off. We'll talk about that later. But I got my little conspiracy
You got beef.
theory.
Obviously, you got beef. You got beef with Tom Brady.
I respect him as a GOAT. I give him his props as a GOAT, but we can't deny the fact that Tom wasn't. I mean, Patrick Mahomes wasn't the first one getting those superstar calls.
Oh no, I agree. I always hated Tom Brady when he was a Patriot, but when he moved to Tampa, he became a different guy.
Oh,
personally.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you a GOAT nonetheless. Go ahead.
I think sometimes with the AFC and the NFC, we have a tendency to really look at the quarterbacks on each side and then say that's, the better side because of the quarterbacks. On the AFC side, you have, Lamar, you have Josh Allen. On the NFC side, you really have, you had Sam Darnold having a good year, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts. And so sometimes I think we really just kind of focus only on the quarterbacks, but we don't necessarily focus on the full teams. Or again, I think the Eagles are really bringing in a really strong team. If you really look at the Vikings and even the Lions as well, those are really strong overall teams. They may not have had the best quarterbacks, but they really had strong run games and overall good defenses. So I think, again, sometimes we really kind of look at quarterbacks to really decide if a division or conference is stronger or weaker.
Exactly. So, well, I mean, we kind of talked it where we are so far, but let's jump into a little bit of DFS action here. Kind of what we talked most about. Casey, feel free to fill in the blanks, ask questions where you think that. Say, hey, I agree or don't agree, whatever.
I saw that. I saw it. I saw it right before we started. I was like, they got the Chiefs 1.5. Hey,
I've seen. Listen, I've seen this,
to a point now.
I've seen it. Yeah, so it's a half a point. I even saw it. I think it was on Caesars or MGM. Is what I sent you guys yesterday. Was a half a point on MGM. Is what the line is, but. Most of like ESPN Bet, Hard Rock, I think Fanatics, they all have them at 1 point. So I think that's probably the smart play here. A little bit of injury news. seems to be everybody is good on the Chiefs side except for Sky Moore, but I think he's like 5th or 6th on the depth chart, maybe 7th at this point, so it really doesn't matter. He actually showed up in this Super Bowl that's playing in the background here. He actually had a touchdown in that one, him and Kadarius Toney. So, I mean, let's just be real. This could be one of those games where we see a damn touchdown to Justin Watson or some shit like that because of these nobodies that show up like always seem to during the Super Bowl. On the Eagles side, Britton Covey, kick returner, depth wide receiver, is out. Brandon Graham, defensive end, was activated. He will play tomorrow. That is big news for Eagles fans. Big news.
It's not really. I mean, Brandon Graham has been okay, but I think we've been fine without him in the lineup.
I just think the fact that Brandon Graham being on the field, it doesn't mean the fact that he's actually going to do anything. I think just maybe the 2 or 3 extra plays he's going to get in is going to help. I mean, obviously, I'm looking more towards the guys like Nolan Smith, and then defensive guys in the interior like Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Those dudes are the ones that going to spin this.
You left out my white boy Rickies. You left out.
Oh no, the exciting whites, bro. No, I didn't want to take that there. You did. The exciting whites are amazing.
My white boy Ricky's been going crazy.
Reed Blankenship and Cooper DeJean, yes. As Pat McAfee coined them, the exciting whites. Yes, I'm all for that. So, yeah.
If you got game, you got game. They're gonna put you on the field in the NFL.
I'm gonna throw out a name that you guys probably forgot about, who was just one of the most exciting safeties or corners, Jason Sehorn. How many of y'all remember Jason Sehorn?
A Giants legend,
New York Giants cornerback.
Yeah, he was with he was with St. Louis too for a minute, wasn't he?
Now, are you talking? I think Sehorn. I think
he did have a minute, didn't he? With the Rams.
Did he play? Did he play with the Rams? The only white safety I remember with the Rams was Adam Archuleta.
He was good.
Yeah, Archuleta was good.
You know, he did. Yeah, he did. No. Sehorn played for the Rams for one season.
See,
10 games in 2003. But yeah, I didn't even remember him playing for them, to be totally honest with you. I remember that, and I remember him being married to what was Angie Harmon, that actress, that big tall lady. But anyways, Jason Sehorn was one of those exciting ways too. What's up, Nessa?
What's up, Nessa?
Thanks for popping in, Nessa.
Yeah.
But so, Phil, talk to me a little bit about DFS here.
All right, I'm gonna give a little bit of DFS Super Bowl love first. So, when looking at like the big contest, the Millie Maker, the contest with like hundreds of thousands of people in them, 81% of the number one lineup has contained at least one quarterback. 6% of the nuts lineup have used the entire 50,000 salary cap. So what that tells me right there is do not use the entire $50,000 salary cap. And I'm gonna give you another reason why. Besides the fact that 94% of the time it's not the full salary, but also your average or below average DFS players love to use all their salaries. They hate leaving money on the table. So if you do have a winning lineup where all 50,000 is used, you're absolutely gonna have people tying you, and you're gonna be sharing that prize pool. I mean, sharing money is still a good thing. So congrats to you if you get in on that prize pool. But me, I want to win it all and win it all by myself. Some more numbers is pretty high, to be honest. 13% of the nuts lineup had a $200 player. So, and 13% is not like super high, but that's high for a $200 player. So that means that is a fucking random. And we've seen it in the Super Bowls, man. Brandon Bolden was one of them, man.
Every year.
Johnny Wilson. Here's looking at you, Johnny Wilson or Nick Remigio for the Chiefs.
You know, was it James White? James White that year with Brady. What was that? The
Yeah.
Atlanta game just went
There.
off.
Paris
It's always going to
Campbell
be that
tomorrow
person.
is a $200 player, so
The Seattle receivers.
Keep that in mind. You're trying to win a contest tomorrow with fucking hundreds of thousands of people in it. Everybody, it's one game, man. Two teams. Everybody knows the Chiefs. Everybody knows the Eagles. You cannot expect to win a contest playing Saquon, Kelsey, Mahomes, Hurts all in the same fucking lineup. Not gonna happen. You're going to have to get some weirdo in there like Paris Campbell, Jahan Dotson, P. Ryan, somebody in there that's going to come in and hit some freak play. Could be Dotson on the deep route, P. Ryan on a third down play because he's a pass catching back. So keep that in mind. For these two teams in particular, when you're running stacks, a 3-3 stack is the winning lineup 39% of the time. So more than your 4-2 favoring the Eagles. 4-2 favoring the Eagles wins 21% of the time. A 5-1 favoring the Eagles is 16% of the time. For the Chiefs, a 4-2 stack is 37% of the time in their favor. So 4 Chiefs, 2 Eagles, and a 5-1 stack is 16%. 5 Chiefs, 1 Eagles. So some interesting numbers. I'm personally going to do more 3-3 than anything.
I think that's
but
smart.
It's intriguing to see Chiefs 4-2. 4 Chiefs players.
Run it past Mahomes with a dingleberry at the bottom, and then.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to get to. Is in my mind, DFS, you cannot play Pat Mahomes without 2 receivers. So if you're going to play Pat Mahomes, a 4-2 lineup seems to be the best. If you're like one of those people that are optimizing lineups, you might want to build a rule that if Pat Mahomes is your captain, that is a 4-2 stack favoring the Chiefs. And make sure that you are, playing that route. Now, I think it wouldn't be, against it to be something like Hollywood Brown in the captain, with Mahomes, with Worthy, and then like P-Run. There's your cheaper player. There's your pass catching back. He might come in and do some weird shit. And then you have Hollywood Brown, the kind of low ownership, but can break the slate real easily, paired with Mahomes. And then bring it back, right, with 2 Eagles in a game where, like, Jalen isn't in there, it's because Saquon's in there. In a game where Saquon isn't in there, it's because Jalen's in there. So I wouldn't make my next 2 Eagles Jalen and Saquon, but I would make it one or the other.
Run Jalen with like a tight end or a Saquon with one of the other wide receivers.
Some super scary contrarian shit. Saquon with Shipley.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Saquon with Shipley. Who's doing that, right? They're gonna be like, I'm not playing both of them in the same lineup. And Gainwell's still kind of questionable, a little injured. I think they saw a lot out of Shipley that they didn't know they had, and they were like, dial something up different in this game and see if they can get Shipley involved. It's something the Chiefs haven't seen. No one's really seen to play against. Not against it, man. Not against it. But I also wanted to go through while I still got the mic, and I'll let y'all dial in on some things I've said. But I also wanted to go through a little bit of ownership. So at your running back spot, Saquon obviously is the highest owned running back, coming in at 53%. But I do love some Kareem Hunt tomorrow. He doesn't. Yep. He's not like a break the slate kind of guy, but he will get you the amount of points you need in a showdown to be in the flex.
And half the fucking cost. Half the cost of Saquon. Half the cost.
That says a lot about the running back market. That's horrible.
Like he's Saquon's 12,000 and Kareem Hunt is 6,400.
And that's because he shares with Pacheco and now maybe a little bit of P. Ryan catching out there. But still, he's the type to come in the red zone and run it in. 5 yards and a touchdown. Do it twice in the game. He ends up with 14, 15 points. That's all he needs in the flex to be in the optimal lineup. So I do like some Hunt tomorrow. I'm personally not going to play any Gainwell. I hope that doesn't bite me, but I don't want to mess around with injured running backs that are also backups, that also don't see too much.
He was full go in practice yesterday.
I think Jahan Dotson would be a good, because nobody expects Jahan Dotson to go crazy, so I think that'll be a good
Yeah,
look.
that was where I was going next on the wide receiver side. I'm not even going to touch the tops. We all know Worthy, A.J. Brown, Hollywood, Devontae Smith. You know, I like Dotson, Paris Campbell, and Watson on the wide receiver, and maybe some Juju on the wide receiver side for those cheap, low-owned players. Dotson 2.8% owned projected tomorrow. And if he catches one, we already know it ain't going to be 5 yards. It's going to be an end zone. He's going to catch. It's plate breaking. So
yeah, and then Watson, the Watson kid for Kansas City's that same damn way.
Same damn way, dude. Big ass dude, looks like Kelsey every time he catches the ball.
600. He's 600, and that dude always seems to show up and ruin shit for me.
It's some random shit like showdowns. He comes in showdowns. He catches it when you can't really tell who it is. You're thinking it's Kelsey because he's a big
Noah
ass
Gray. Dude. Or you think it's Noah Gray.
And then it's Watson, and you're like, fuck, I didn't play Watson. He's 600. So, like, you could run him in a lineup where Saquon is your captain. Like, Saquon's highly expensive, but if you're going to run Saquon as captain, you're going to need some low-owned shit like that. And then to the tight end side, obviously, you mentioned it, Noah Gray. But don't forget about some Hendershot. Another, freaky $200 player, man. And they're in the lineup 13% of the time. So, again, you're trying to win $1 million. You're trying to be different than 397,000 other people.
I mean, Calcaterra's sitting there at 1,000 too, man. Dallas Goedert gets hurt in the first quarter.
And then I actually like the kickers tomorrow. I was watching another podcast. They weren't highly on any kickers. I think they were actually hating on Jake Elliott, something about my man hasn't made a field goal over 50 yards and 17 straight or something like that. And when that happens, you just avoid them. But I personally bet on over 1.5 field goals for both of these kickers tomorrow. So
I think so too.
I think that happens, and I think there is a chance, like if this game plays to the under, like I think it will play to the under, but a kicker or two are in the nuts lineup. That's my take on all that. I'll let y'all dial in on anything I said.
Yep.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Brad. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I really like the Hunt play. He's really seemed to kind of really be getting more chances, especially around the goal line area than Pacheco has. I think they really are trusting Hunt down the stretch. So I agree with that play. And also the play on the under. I think it said, what was it, 48-5 for the over. The last matchup was 21-17 the last time they played. I mean, if you really want to get super, super different, I was trying to look around, and I mean, the Eagles defense has had 5+ games of over 20 points fantasy. They've had the last 3 games of over 10 points over in the fantasy per game. If you want to get a little different, it might be going on the defensive play here. Again, it could play lower. And why I say that is from the offensive defensive lines. You have a defensive lines for the Eagles that's top 10. And I really think the chink in the armor for the Chiefs is at the tackles. And so if this game gets low and plays low, it's because of the fact that offensive line for the Chiefs are getting blown up the entire game. And so you have to watch out for that outcome that could potentially happen tomorrow here. I know a lot of people are seeing a lot of points, but I think they're kind of underestimating how good that Phillies defense is. I mean, we just saw them play against a really high-powered Commanders offense and was able to really shut down a lot of what they were doing for a whole bunch of that game.
I agree with that.
What do you think? What's your thoughts, KC? I mean, I know you're a full-fledged Philly fan here, but play a little devil's advocate.
All right, so I'm gonna leave the numbers out for the fantasy portion, but my objective standpoint on this, and I'm a true and tried Phillies fan, so I can be realistic. Kareem Hunt can be an issue. I don't see it being too much of an issue. Our defensive line is pretty shored up with Jalen Carter in the middle, and Sweat, and also Nolan Smith, who's coming to what we thought he was because we took him in the first round. The only issue is the second level, which would be our linebacker core. I know Nakobe Dean's still out. And there's some issues on our weak side. Even though, you know, we're good overall, but Kareem Hunt can be an issue if we allow him to run crazy and get a full head of steam. Pacheco, not so much. I feel like Pacheco is kind of a streaky runner, in my opinion. If he gets like out in the flats, then that might be an issue. It seems like Kansas City like to use him more like as a receiving running back more than a traditional running back, and they go with Kareem Hunt for like the short distance when they gotta get a first down or a touchdown. But we're gonna see. And then also Travis Kelce. We forget about Travis Kelce a lot, honestly. Not so much in this playoffs, but like he is a big issue. If you look at it in whole, you got Travis Kelce, you got D-Hop, you got Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy. They have weapons, and thank God that Rashid Rice wasn't approved to be active. So it's just we're going to have to deal with a lot in the secondary, but I got trust as long as Bradbury's out.
I mean, talking about Travis Kelce in the last Super Bowl against your Philadelphia Eagles, he went 6 for 6 for 81 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Travis Kelce is Travis Kelce.
He's going to need to do this for value.
Yeah, I mean, he eats in the playoffs. I feel like that's just something that he does. I mean, in this postseason alone, he didn't do shit against Buffalo, but against Houston, he had 24.7 fantasy points. He went 7 receptions on 8 targets for 117 yards and a touchdown. He's like, I just want to remind you who I am. And this is on the biggest stage with lots of eyes watching him, and I feel like
AKA Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and her voodoo. So and then the Don is gonna be there if anybody. Donald Trump actually, this statistic I did not know. He is the first active sitting president to ever attend a Super Bowl. In 59 years, the first president to active president to attend a Super Bowl. When I heard that stat, I was like, that's insane. That can't be right, but that shit is right.
He gonna be sitting with Elon?
He can be. I bet I'm wondering because Kendrick Lamar is there. Kendrick Lamar hates him. Taylor Swift hates him. Like, dude, it's gonna be he's probably gonna be sitting with the governor of Louisiana, who that dude seems like a cool guy. What's up, Addicts? What's up, buddy?
What's good, Addicts and Tommy?
Good. Can Barkley have a big game on his birthday? I mean, it's possible. I mean, I feel like it's
his birthday too. Yeah, I forgot.
I forgot about that.
An interesting stat, though. I think no running back has gone over like 100 yards in the last, I think, 10 years in the Super Bowl game. So it's if he's going to have a big game, it's going to actually kind of break history a little bit because there hasn't been a lot of running backs to really have sort of over 100 yards in the Super Bowl in some time.
Really,
we got to use them. We got to use them.
That's a good stat.
Sirianni can't be scared, and you know the first sign of an issue of, we can't get it past the defense. Nah, keep using them, keep churning, because if they know we gotta go to the passing game with Jalen, it's a little murky. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a little murky.
Another stat: Saquon Barkley has never played against the Chiefs.
Oh
in
yeah,
his
I was
career.
gonna say that. I was gonna
never played against the Chiefs in his career, ever. So that. Does AJ Brown? That's a stat. I mean, obviously you can see it, but have these players actually seen it? You know, like you can watch tape, but if these guys that have been on the Chiefs for years that have never played against him, is that going to matter? Does his running style differ? I honestly do. I think that you have Saquon Barkley, you got to use him. I mean, I do obviously. Like talking the DFS, your Jalen Hurts is 11% owned, less than Patrick Mahomes. Like Phil was saying, you're going to run those Patrick Mahomes stacks. You got to bring it back, which Jalen Hurts costs more. So that may be the reason why, but he's only $400 more. But I think the fact of people are it's 50-50. So like 50% ownership is going to Saquon and 50% ownership is going to Jalen Hurts. So I think you're having to you're taking a side here when it comes to that, because like, as we've said multiple times before here, actually talking about Philly games, Jalen Hurts is a 1-yard touchdown vulture. When you have Saquon Barkley, why do you not run him at the 1-yard line? Oh, wait, because you have the damn tush push and you have Jalen Hurts who moves a pile. But you've had some injuries recently on the front of the offensive line, like Landon Dickerson has been kind of banged up a little bit. Cam Jurgens is banged up a little bit. Obviously, they had a couple weeks since the NFC Championship game to get healthy. But why not use your 2,000-yard back to get outside, right? Like, why not? Because you can't, like, you have that availability, and why not be able to take that? So, I like the Patrick Mahomes with a top tier wide receiver and then a turd at the bottom, and then maybe a running back. I personally am on the Kareem Hunt train. I think that Kareem Hunt makes a lot of sense here because we've seen it, right? Like, I'm not saying that you're going to run. He's going to be that guy that's banging, but kind of what KC said, Kansas City has been kind of dipping it off a little bit to Isaiah Pacheco, which we know in the past has not been the receiving back. It's always like in years past, it was like Jerick McKinnon and whoever else they had. And then they have Samaje.
Williams.
Yeah. Samaje P. Ryan here in that situation. But like, I think that you got to get, you're going to see Kareem Hunt pick up 1 or 2 catches tomorrow, probably 2 catches, 3 catches. He's averaging like 2.5, almost 3 targets a game. And that's all you need. And you guys will see that a little bit more when we talk a little bit of these bets I pulled earlier. But I think the game, if you're slowly putting this on Jalen Hurts, that you got to stack him. Phil, do you think you got to stack him? Do you go 3-3 and run a Jalen Hurts, and then you run it with Smitty and Goddard, or are you looking for like super turd with the Jalen Hurts and then like a Smitty or AJ?
I ran it with Smitty and Goddard. If anywhere that Kansas City's weak, it's the slot. I think Smith is in line for a good game tomorrow. But I think in the Millie Maker, again, I don't think you can do something like Hurts, Smitty, Goddard, man. You're going to have to do something like Hurts, Smitty, Dotson, Paris Campbell, some weirdness in there. And you might be like trailing all fucking game, the whole game, and then like fourth quarter, 60-yard touchdown Dotson, and it just breaks the slate. It's just, there it is. It's all you needed. Dude cost $200, and now you're in first place making $1 million, or you're chopping 6 figures, 5 figures.
There's quite a few games tomorrow. I mean, quite a few contests tomorrow. A lot of like, I'm in like the 20 max, $3 20 max for $1 million, and then obviously the $5 million millie.
I'm in the same
21, 20. Then the big, like the single entry, playing a few single entry, like $5 and $10 single entries. I know you play. Do you play in the $100 single entry or the $50 one?
I'm in the $100 one. I'm in the $100 single entry, the $3 20 max, the millie.
There's tons of free ones for anybody that doesn't have DraftKings. Fucking get in the DraftKings. Go download DraftKings. Put $5 in. They'll match it and give you 10.
You don't even need to do that. They still got 3 free contests that pay real money.
That's what I'm saying. My wife took first in the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 57 in a free contest.
Yeah, and that's probably like out of 1 million people. Which is
1 million people. She took first.
Insane.
I'm not putting any money down. I never bet on my team. I just don't do it. It's
do the free roll, man. Free and it pays real money.
Free, you pay out. I mean, you just You just have the app. You just put it in. I mean, I know you don't want to bet against them, but obviously there's going to be scoring that happens. You don't want to. You don't want to, but at the same time, like I hate doing it.
Hunt, man. Do 5 eagles and bring it back with a hunt.
It's a superstition, man. It's like no.
Phil says the same thing. He hates it about hates doing the Saints.
Yeah, I won't bet with the Saints or against them. I just can't do it. But I mean, even on DFS, man, there were times I wanted to stack like Carr with was it Valdez scam? I can't remember it anymore now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do it because if I bet it, I'm gonna jinx it. So I don't mess with it. But sometimes, man.
And every time that he didn't fucking, like, it was like Raheed Shaheed was in the fucking millie, or Derek Carr was in the millie, or Alvin Kamara was in the millie, and I'm like,
I'll tell you, man, FanDuel's got some crazy pricing. I don't really play FanDuel like that, but I'm gonna be in there tomorrow.
I think
I've won on FanDuel before. Just don't fuck with it like that. But they priced quarterbacks down to where you could fucking have 3 elite players in a lineup tomorrow, which is set in line for a lot of time, or set in line for an easy way to be a shark. And don't do it. Don't take that bait. Don't put, most of the time, and I'm going to be honest, everybody, most of the time, double quarterback, if you can do it on FanDuel, wins every time. Don't do it tomorrow. Don't do it.
I was going to say, Prize Picks has like one where like if Patrick Mahomes gets 1 yard,
it's a half. He's a gimme. It's a gimme pick
it's
on Prize Picks. Yeah, tomorrow, and there's one on DraftKings Pick 6 too. There's a half. It's a half yard if he gets over a half yard. I believe I saw just perusing things. If you play Sleeper, it's kind of the same thing. They have a gimme. I think it was Patrick Mahomes has a half a passing yard there too, or Saquon Barkley has a half a anytime touchdown, some shit like that. It's crazy, but I think that Saquon Barkley has, I think for the Chiefs, for the Eagles to win, I think Saquon Barkley has to, I think he needs to hit value for sure in DFS. Like that he's got to hit his value for the Chiefs. For the Eagles to win. That's 12,000, and you're putting 12,000 towards Saquon Barkley. We need close to 50 points.
Here's the diabolical thing. What if Patrick Mahomes gets knocked out the first play of the game and Wentz comes in?
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh man, that'd be.
I would love it.
It was in the last. It was that Super Bowl the last time Patrick Mahomes got hurt and went in at halftime, was hobbling, and we all thought that damn Philly was gonna win. And then whatever they did, they gave him the good drugs, and he come out.
Deer antler blood.
Drugs.
They gave him the deer antler blood. Right back to life.
A little cocaine in that too. Little cocaine in there.
Keep out. All right, guys. That's what we're gonna do.
The defenses need to show up. I think that, again, talking about defenses, Phil, are you playing any defenses? I think at 20 max, it's very viable. If you run a Saquon captain, you might want to run a defense with that.
20 max. In my 20 max, I am. Like I said, I think this game goes under tomorrow. And I hope it does. I have a big parlay in, and I have the under and the Eagles money line in it. So let's go Saquon and Eagles D. I actually was thinking about a pick 6 tomorrow and trying to bet that. There's some crazy prop bets on Super Bowl sometimes, and I want to see if it's out there. I know there's safety ones, but pick 6. Will there be a pick 6, man? I think there will be.
We had that punt return for a touchdown by Kadarius Toney in that last Super Bowl as well.
God.
Horrible. Sorry to bring that up. Here you're talking a little betting. Obviously, we are not affiliated with Hard Rock Bet. I'm just saying that's what is available in Florida, and since I am in Florida sometimes, and Phil lives in Florida, this is what we look at and talk about. Here's a few props that you could get in a same game parlay tomorrow that I pulled, some odds. I know we have lots of viewers and lots of people that are actually cappers, as they say, or pro bettors. Sorry guys, if you call yourself a pro better, I can't fade it. Nobody's a professional sports bettor. Nobody's doing that professionally. But yeah, so obviously I think the one at the top, Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown is got to be the gimme. That shit is a gimme. Like, it's got to be, right? But is it also at the same time straight fucking bait? Like, are we going to get a game where Saquon Barkley has 200 yards rushing but never gets in the end zone because fucking Jalen Hurts' his ass is the one that pushes it across the goal line every time?
Possible.
Or they take him out and Kenneth Gainwell gets like some weird touchdown.
Or a Shipley, like he said, or I mean, I even saw a weird fucking prop that fucking Dallas Goedert could run the ball tomorrow. And I'm like, what?
Fullback. Hey, fullback formation. Who knows?
That's just disgusting.
I don't like the line on the Saquon Barkley anytime. You got to risk 2-1 on your money. I don't like that. You got to risk $230 to win $100.
Yeah.
A friend of mine did a really good bet, and I'm going to share it because I like it and I might copy it as well. But to make that a little bit better, he took the Saquon anytime and he parlayed it with an alternative spread on Xavier Worthy to have more than 25 receiving yards.
Oh, that's a give. I think that's a given. Like that alternate.
Yeah.
I saw that.
When he did that, though, it changed the odds, and his $1,600 payout pays $2,700. So it's a little better than the 230, and they're both like gimme. So I kind of like that bet. I might copy it myself and share it out here for the folks, but I think if you're going to take that bet, you should parlay it because
that's what I'm saying. Like these are just ones that you can pop in the same game parlay that I saw, except for this the Dallas Goedert first drive reception. That I heard that was they were talking that a lot on the Pat McAfee show the other day. That Dallas Goedert getting a first drive reception. I think that in the last like 4 games or something like that, the Philly has gone to Goedert at least once in the first drive.
I gotta ask a friend of mine. I have a friend that literally bets those kind of bets only, and he does it every fucking
and it was
game.
It wouldn't let. I was trying to build a parlay, and that one it would not let me build a parlay because it was a special one or something, like because it was a quarter wise. It said it was a contradictory bet to the Barkley anytime, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? So I was like, okay, whatever. But then that Xavier Worthy anytime touchdown, since that dude runs the ball some too, that could be. But I was telling y'all about that Kareem Hunt.
I like Worthy's volume, so I like that CD prop. But the Goedert guy is funny because he literally he live bets. So it'll be this drive. Eagles come out on this drive. Will there be a pass or Chiefs? Will there be a pass to Kelsey? Those are the bets he bets, and he shares them all the time on Facebook. It's like, this is so easy, and it's just win, 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 win.
Yeah.
So if anybody's betting that, it's probably my friend. I'm going to ask him if I should bet that.
Yeah. And then I like that Nolan Smith kind of talking about where Phil was talking. I mean, Brad was talking about the tackles being weak there for Kansas City. That Nolan Smith half a sack. That is nice. I like that just for the
45 because they can split sacks on betting.
Yeah.
So they can be issued if they like take them down at the same time, they can be issued a half a sack. So I like that line because you can at least push in a scenario like that. Whereas sometimes the line is at 1 and they split that and you don't get shit.
I believe there was one for Brandon Graham maybe as well. I mean, because he just came back. So these half sacks, obviously, him and Jalen Carter both get a hold to Patrick Mahomes, and there's your half sack, easy. And then the next play, it happens again, you get that in the first quarter, and then fourth quarter, it happens again in garbage time or some bullshit like that. There's your payout right there. And like I said, I am not a bettor by any stretch of the imagination. I don't even live in a state where it's fucking legal, but obviously, these are just some that I've heard a lot about. I mean, kind of what Phil was saying earlier about the field goal kicker. There it is right there. 1.5 field goal, Jake Elliott.
I like
Put
that.
put some respect
I like
on
that one,
Casey's
too.
kicker.
Yeah.
Put some-
What's the payout
like
on
that.
that? Like that
Plus
field goal.
105. Plus 105 means every 100 you bet, you win 105.
Oh,
Profit 105. So essentially, you're getting positive odds, but it's not like insane. It means it's likely to happen.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, put some respect on Elliott. He was on my fantasy team. He's definitely got me some points, some much needed points when I needed it to win the damn matchup. Even though I got kicked out, I didn't make the playoffs, but that's neither here nor there.
And then the fucking Travis Kelce voodoo touchdowns here. I thought that one was crazy because he had one touchdown last time in the last Super Bowl against the Eagles. But I mean, I could see the voodoo just they're in New Orleans, crazy things, shit happens. Travis Kelce just there, and there's your second touchdown. And
Let's hope he was chugging some beers the night before.
As KC was saying, though, the linebacking core for Philly is a little bit, questionable at times a little bit. And so I wonder if that Travis Kelce, because he'll be going against linebackers, probably safeties. That might be an interesting. If you want to kind of roll the dice out there, it could happen. I mean, I could see two tomorrow.
We're gonna have CJ Lurton.
I like that in a parlay.
yeah,
So if you're looking to make a parlay, like boom, like there's people you see they bet like $10, pay fucking $100,000, and you're like, how'd they do that? They got some weird shit in there like that hit, and it just boosts the parlay way up. I put both kickers in there, take the under, take the Eagles money line, throw that in there, and then pick like, I don't know, something even crazy like Xavier Worthy for the first touchdown of the game, and then $10 is gonna pay something astronomical.
I think the odds for Saquon Barkley for first touchdown was pretty nice too. And Jalen Hurts too. So like, not super high, but not negative. Like you're not losing money on it.
I can probably pull it. Let's see.
But yeah, I mean, you're not in Philly, right?
No, I'm in
KC?
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta. That's right. So it's legal there. Sports betting's legal there, right?
No, it is not, sir. No, I can only pay Prize Picks in
Georgia. Okay,
yeah.
You're just like Texas. Damn it.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, all the betting and gambling and the whole. What's crazy? You speak of that, you're in Texas. The whole story with the Lucas situation, I was just kind of confused when I heard that theory on why Dallas was trying to the alleged reason why they shipped Luke out to LA was they wanted to put a casino in there. I don't know how true that is, but I was like,
the fact of the matter is that that weird conspiracy theory shit, like that shit's never gonna happen. It ain't. I've lived here long enough now to know that we've been trying. We have very high property taxes in the state. No income tax. Rest of the taxes are pretty low. Property tax are astronomical. But the thing about it is all the betting money that they would bring in would lower property taxes. And that's been the thing, right? But of course, politicians being politicians, that's Satan. You're gambling your life money away. But you can go down here to the fucking horse track, put your money on dipshit McGee the horse, or down to the dog track and put it on Winky's dickhole and bet your money that way. But you can't, or you can go to the stupid poker room up here where every Tom, Dick, and Harry is wasting their fucking hard-earned money from 9 to 5. But I can't put money on the fucking Texans to beat the fucking Colts. Like, come on.
It's a big gray area in Texas. I don't know what's going on.
It's fucking stupid.
Florida had the same gray area. Cody should know we have best bet, giant poker room, dog racing in the back. You can bet on all of that. But they don't have blackjack, they don't have craps, they don't have slots, no real casino games because gambling's not legal. But what the fuck am I doing when I'm playing poker and betting on these dogs and these horses? I'm gambling.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little out of pocket with what I'm about to say, but if you haven't read my tagline, I'm always out of pocket. Gambling in Florida and Texas is like you being in Utah, and I don't know if you heard this whole thing in Utah, but it's not having sex if you just leave it in. It's not if you just leave it in. I don't know if you heard this. If you just
No.
stick it in and leave it in, it's not sex. There's no motion. That's what it's like with dealing with gambling in Texas and Florida and Georgia, sort of. Just leave it in.
Yeah.
I mean,
In there, but ain't nothing
somebody said to me, like, dude, you live in Texas. Fucking gambling has to be the only thing that's illegal there. And I'm like, yeah, we could tote guns just on the street, like just pav it out in the car. No one cares. You can. There's lots of crazy shit. I mean, they're trying to take weed away, obviously, right now. They're trying to do that. Obviously, abortion is illegal now. Now everything is becoming illegal. So yes, we're coming back to closed minds, very closed minds. This is what happens when you have a bunch of old rich white men running the state, but that is neither here nor there. But yeah, I think that it should be something that we could do. If I want to go out there and burn my own fucking money, I think I should be able to do that. But
isn't porn illegal in Texas too? Like Pornhub, they like you gotta have like an ID to be
you gotta have
website.
Yeah, it is. It is. You gotta have a VPN, man.
Yeah.
Illegal in Florida.
Or you have to put your fucking passport in. Yeah, it's like your passport or your ID, so they can have like track. So basically, it's like y'all remember back when COVID, like there was contact tracing where they traced you to see if you like been around somebody that had COVID or something. It's kind of the same thing with porn. Like literally, that's how it is. I don't know how we got on this shit, but that's how it is. Like literally, they want to know what you're watching, how you're watching it, and where you're getting it from. So yeah, that's crazy. But yes, yeah. We went from football to porn. That's crazy.
That's sorry, guys. This is the type of shit that I'm in. Like the shows go like this when I'm here, man. I like chaos. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll take the blame.
No, you're good. You're good. So, but yeah. So I mean, what's one? So I'm gonna go around the room real quick. Like, guys, I'm start with you, Brad. What's one thing that you hope to see tomorrow or you think we'll see tomorrow? One of the two. Like you hope to see Saquon score a touchdown or you think we'll see something else. Like what's something that you hope to see or think we will see? You don't have to be both, but one or the other.
I hope to see, I mean, I know it's a little bland, but I hope to see a really good game, man. I want to see something where it's down to the wire, you know, last team with the ball, you know, has a chance in the fourth quarter at least win it. On a kind of higher level, on a lower level, I guess I really would like to see Hopkins at least get a touchdown. Even though he's an old nemesis of the Jaguars and to beat us up for so long, I have respect for great players. Hopkins has been a great player in the league, and so even if he just gets one touchdown tomorrow, just for his career, it'll be pretty dope to see. So I hope for that. So
we'll go kind of diagonal. What about you, Casey? Obviously, we know you hope to see a Eagles win, but what's something outside of that?
I want to see at least 200 yards from Saquon. I want to see Saquon hoist that trophy up and throw shade at the Giants owners, like the whole Giants organization. I want to see that. That'd be the what's the French word? Coupe de like whatever that is. I don't even know. I just want to see that. Like it's just dumb.
You want to see the Jimmy. I'm gonna throw a basketball pun. Jimmy Butler when he said Thaddeus over me, or what was his name? Like
you're talking about
when they kept old boy on the 76ers
Tobias Harris over me.
Tobias Harris
over me.
Yeah, so Danny Dimes over me. Yeah, and now Danny Dimes not even there. So
yeah, I can't wait to see that. Like that's gonna give me chills. I got my shirt ready. I'm gonna be like, hey, look, I need this extra eagle green, Kelly eagle green, black, silver. Thank you, Giants, for being such dumbasses, for giving us this cheap weapon. I mean, not a cheap weapon, but letting him just come to us, walk across the bridge. Here, we don't want you. It's going to be just the greatest, the best Super Bowl ever.
So what about you, Phil?
I think they pretty much touched on it. I want to win my bets tomorrow. So I want to see the Eagles win, and I want to see Saquon score. I think we'll see a streaker. It's something that's out there. I haven't seen that prop bet anymore because people got smart and bet crazy on the streaker, and they became the streaker, so they would win their bet. So that's something. And then to tie into that, there was another crazy prop bet. If the Chiefs win, will Kelsey propose? So I think I'm a tag on that. If the Chiefs win, I think he'll propose. But I don't, like I said, I don't want to see that. I want to see me win my money.
Corniest shit ever.
Yeah, but she's corny, bro. So I have a feeling she done turned him bitch made. She done turned him bitch made. My man's got a cop mustache now. He lost the shape up. Man, she turned him out.
She took the soul from
brung him inside out, bro. So I think we see my man propose if the Chiefs win because he's soft now.
How the great have fallen.
Yeah. So I mean, well, obviously, what I want to see is one of those Georgia Bulldogs on that defensive line there for the Eagles to knock the shit out of Patrick Mahomes. That's what I want to see. I want to see Patrick Mahomes get so fucking smashed by somebody. I'm gonna be honest. You guys, I'm a fucking Patrick Mahomes hater. I am totally a hater. I'm not hating him because he's great. We can have that argument about great quarterbacks another day. But as a guy, a person, I fucking can't stand the dude. One, I can't stand listening to him talk. Two, that shit about like during the Texans game.
Really hates us.
Like this dude, like I wish Aziz Al-Shir would have done the same thing to fucking him that he did to Trevor Lawrence. Just crush his ass.
I like Mahomes. I
cannot stand the guy. Like literally cannot stand the guy. Like he is like great, but I cannot fade the dude. Like
I respect him. I just don't like his voice.
I don't like him, man. Like that shit pissed me off so bad. And you could call me a hater or whatever you want to call me, but there's always been that one guy in the NFL I can't fucking stand, and it's Patrick Mahomes in it now. But other than that, I think I want to see I want to see it just to be like, I would love to see the DeAndre Hopkins touchdown, obviously. Again, like to say that he got it and him to take the ball over to his mom. That was always something I love to see. If you don't know the story about his mom is blind. She had acid thrown in her face back in the day.
Who's mom?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh shit.
So she had acid thrown in her face, and then like when another story is his dad, before his dad passed away, gave him a mink coat, and the mink coat, the story was I was gonna wear it. You wear the mink coat when the day you get married or the day you go to the Super Bowl. And obviously he's not married, so he gets to wear the mink coat tomorrow. So he's going to be out there with his mom with his mink coat. And if he wins, it gets a touchdown. I hope he gets to take it over to mom's, because I always watched him take touchdown balls over to his mom's and give them to her in the stand. So that's a heartwarming moment.
Cody, I have a funny story. Like, this is in relation to everything. Your team and DeAndre Hopkins. So the year, it was 2020. Who was your head coach in 2020 with the Texans?
That was still Bill O'Brien, I believe.
Bill O'Brien. When the reports came out, again, you let
Romeo maybe was the coach then, or somewhere in between there.
It was Bill O'Brien, because he was the head coach and he was the GM. When the reports came out, it was like some crap about Bill O'Brien. And this is in 2020. Bill O'Brien and DeAndre Hopkins was butting heads.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they sent him over to Arizona, because it was just like, bro, what are you talking about? So the report was that Bill O'Brien was like, hey, listen, I'm tired of your baby mothers coming to the sideline, And DeAndre Hopkins, we all know D-Hop got, he won't let anything slide. That whole, like, if you remember the clip from when him and D'Angelo Hall got into it, that was crazy.
Yeah, their practice.
Shit was funny. It was just funny. I just thought about that in my head. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I mean, I've been a D-Hop fan. I mean, he's my third favorite Texan of all time, behind JJ and Andre. But like, I I would like to see if he won the Super Bowl. I'd like to see him come back, retire as a Texan, and just be done with the league, so I don't have to worry about him playing for anybody else anymore. I'm tired of seeing him in other teams' jerseys, like Andre Johnson was when he went to the Colts and the Titans and shit. So, yeah, it's another one of those guys we ruined and didn't get him a Super Bowl. So,
trust me, I'm the same way with Andy Reid, minus these 2 Super Bowls. When Andy Reid got his first one, because Philly, we wrecked Andy Reid. Like Andy did all he could for the city, and we still couldn't get it done. And we just shipped him out for Chip Kelly, and I'm still pissed about that. If I see Chip Kelly, I will.
Who is the offensive coordinator for the Raiders now?
Oh, and they paid him $6 million?
Shout out to Tip Major and his Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm sick. $6 million for offensive coordinator.
I mean, he was supposed to come to Houston, but he didn't.
You want him in Houston?
I think CJ did, but we ended up with the guy from the Rams. So that tight ends coach who CJ wanted to run the offense for anyway. So Cooper Kupp is looking at you next, buddy.
Where to?
They're saying that he could come to Houston because of that coach, that offensive coordinator guy. But I don't want to trade for him unless if we can keep Stephon Diggs. But I mean, it is what it is.
It's only a matter of time for Diggs start deconstructing your team. That's the reason why. That's the reason why Josh Allen didn't have that many turnovers this year. He wasn't trying to force the ball to Diggs. You didn't have to hear Diggs' mouth. I'm just saying.
I think Diggs is to the point now where he's okay being the number 2 to Nico Collins because he was and blew out a knee doing it though. So
that was gruesome.
Man. But yeah, so no guys. One more thing. Halftime show. Kendrick Lamar gonna sing they not what is it? They're not us or not?
They're not like us, yes, of course.
Oh, think so.
Yeah.
Because
they played it at the Grammys.
I heard that they said Nick Cannon said that he wasn't going to do it because of the Drake lawsuit. Like Drake is suing him or something. And to be on all effect, like I am totally out of the rap game. I haven't listened to Kendrick Lamar since
Cartoons and Cereal.
Since Cartoons and Cereal, yes. Like Cartoons and Cereal was my jam. That was my favorite Kendrick Lamar song.
Well, okay, I can give you a little insight. So I didn't watch the Grammys, but I caught clips of the Grammys, and basically when he it was a clean sweep. He won all whatever awards that he won. Hip hop, no, not hip hop album of the year. Well, I think it was hip hop performance of the year, rap song of the year. Every time that he went up to go accept the award, They Not Like Us played, and they pan to the crowd to see them singing along. Basically, it's like the owner of UMG, I forget his name, basically who Drake is suing their company. He was there too, so it was just like a big fuck you, Drake. Like, we're gonna play this. So based off of the Grammys, they're definitely playing They Not Like Us at the Super Bowl because the owner of UMG made sure that Kendrick Lamar, they made sure that he got those awards for the Grammys. So it was just like a shadowing of saying, hey, it's getting played at the Super Bowl, buddy. If we're going to play it at this prestige award show, best believe we're going to play it in front of millions of people come Super Bowl. Just to show you we got power.
Does anybody come out with him tomorrow? Like, does he bring anybody out?
SZA, I'm not sure about anybody else, but SZA is a surefire guess. So
he's gonna come out with Snoop. They're gonna crip walk together up on the stage.
I don't think he got any recent songs with Snoop, but I know SZA's definitely one of those.
I've been out the Kendrick Lamar game for a long time, and then I recently just started. I heard that song, and that song stuck in my fucking head because of Instagram and TikTok putting them on the videos.
I'm not.
It's kind of that, and then what's the other one? Pop, pop, pop. What's that one? What's that one called?
That's Wobble Up.
Yeah, and then Money Trees is the other one.
TikTok with that, it was a midget, and every time it was bop, 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 he was bouncing on the screen. Bop, 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 bop. No,
I saw one. This girl was doing like she was jump roping or some shit, like doing it, and she was singing the song. And I was like, man, I'm so out of it, dude. Like I am. My algorithm is full of all full frontal like Creed. Like Creed is at the top of the pyramid and rock songs again. since 17 years since they were up there, and that's my fucking algorithm is all like dads that look like me. Like, oh, this is I'm picking fucking monsters for the damn gym, and regular monsters like rap music, and then the fruity monsters like Doja Cat, and then fucking the sugar-free white monster is like fucking Creed, you know, like, so that's like the shit that I'm seeing. I'm so out of the rap game, it's not even funny. So, but so Casey, tell everybody where they can find you. Tell them what you got going on.
All right, so you can find me just about everywhere. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Kick. If you into that type of stuff, I'm just joking. Kick is cool. YouTube, of course. I got a daily show. I'm always there Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mixed in with maybe Tuesdays. It's optional. Where else am I at? TikTok. Trying to get that TikTok thing going a little bit. But yeah, you can find me there. Again, every Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk about everything sports related, whether it's just games, video games, whatever. It gets pretty hectic in the chat. So hopefully, you're not no pansy or whatever. I'm trying to keep it PG for the show. For this show.
What games do you play, man?
I keep it sports. Madden. I got what else? I got NCAA football.
NCAA the other day I saw.
Yeah, I go back retro sometimes too. You might see some street, some NBA street, blitz. Oh, like 02 for my old heads, the 90s kids, it's a combination of everything that goes on my show. It's a lot. Tune in, like I said, every Friday, 6:30. I also got a big show, depending on how the Super Bowl coming. However this Super Bowl runs, I got a big show. Trying to debate whether it's going to be on a Saturday or in the middle of the week. It's probably going to be on Saturday, and it's going to definitely include my guy Cody. You guys are always welcome to join along. Cody, I think we talked about this already off the record, so it's going to be big. I just want to boast a little bit, talk about shit. I have so much confidence. But yeah, Eagles all day, Eagles Nation, fly Eagles fly. And also I got one other thing before I just cut myself off. Listen, for those who thought the Washington Commanders were going to beat us, I just want to look dead. I want to look you all y'all dead in the eye right now. I'm looking you dead in the eye. Are you fucking serious? Did you really think the Washington Commanders were going to beat us? We put belt to ass. What are we talking about here?
Commanders beat themselves, man. 3 turnovers led to 3 scores, and they lost by 3 scores. You don't turn that ball over, it's a whole different game.
I agree.
Whole different game.
I mean,
the Commanders beat themselves. You've got to hold the ball in football, let alone a championship game, bro. What that shit looked like high school football, man. It looked like they were nervous. It looked like they didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Too much.
They didn't even look. If they were the team that showed up against the Lions, they would have. Dirty Birds would have been down. It'd have been.
Well, it didn't happen. So here we are, Super Bowl.
That's right. And we betting on the Eagles tomorrow, baby. Let's go.
No, stay on your side. Don't bet the Eagles.
We ain't looking no damn Chiefs now.
We're going on the Eagles now. If the Saints ain't there, I'm fucking team hopping. All right, we out here.
I just don't want y'all to get our offensive coordinator. Y'all, you guys can go find the offensive coordinator in college, man. Don't come after.
There will be please. That Kellen Moore could very well be the head coach of the Saints after tomorrow. Like, it's very, very likely. He is in New Orleans, and he has been in New Orleans for how long now? Over a week.
He gonna dial Kamara up, baby.
Nah, it's not happening.
Dial him up.
Saying, wow. Like, think about that. Think about that. You get a quarter, like the damn Saints get a quarterback. It's a whole different
Watch
team.
out.
With Kellen Moore. Because Kellen Moore, what's Kellen Moore like to do? Kellen Moore likes to wing it. Like, literally, he made fucking Dak Prescott look like gold when he was there in Dallas. And
what
then
position? What position is the Saints in terms of draft picks? Are they what? 9th? 8th?
Let's see. 2025 draft order. I think they all. I thought it was the Raiders were 9th, but
Round 1, pick
ninth.
Ninth.
Yeah.
Good chance you get Shador, Cam. Well, I don't know.
Shador.
You guys need a quarterback.
Speaking of, you just brought up a Colorado reference. Anybody see who the new running backs coach there is for the Colorado Buffaloes?
Oh yes,
Mr. Marshall Faulk, baby. Fucking
Oh.
Marshall Faulk as the running backs coach for the fuck Bieniemy. Bieniemy's ass is they thought he was going to come in. Nah, he's fuck him. We could bring in one of the goats. Fucking Prime is building a world, like literally they got to compete. They got to compete with Bill Belichick's program over at North Carolina. I mean, that's a fucking business within itself.
you think that's going to be like something North Carolina with Bill Belichick?
I think just the fact, listen, they can pay, right? That team can pay. They can pay these players. And at the simple fact of the matter is, you've got arguably the greatest coach of all time in football. Only person I ever see that's on the same level is possibly Nick Saban because he's in college, right? But Bill Belichick, just for the simple fact of the matter is, hey, Bill Belichick and Lombardi,
Lombardi's the GM.
Michael Lombardi's the GM. Are setting these players up to be directly NFL players in college. Like that's it. And it's basically you're going to North Carolina to go to the NFL. That's it. Like that's it. To play ball and go to the NFL. And I mean, why not? Like, why not? And then the ACC is dog shit. Like it's dog shit. They're very viable. Like there's can you name the best team in the ACC? Clemson, maybe. Stanford.
Whoa.
Miami. Okay.
Miami. Please don't disrespect Miami. Please.
Miami. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real right now, Casey. Like Miami was relevant and then fell off the face of the planet. And then now they're starting to kind of make it again. But
just put some respect on our past history. That's all I ask. As a Hurricane fan, you put some respect on our 27 draft picks from 01 to 04, 2 of which are in the Hall of Fame. You're gonna put some respect on the Miami
Andre Johnson, man. I can't tell you that it's not. But I'm just saying, if you're going to North Carolina, you're going to play NFL football in college. That's just how it is. So, but yeah, I think the Saints need to pick a quarterback and get rid of some of these older dudes. Sure up a few things, and the Saints might be in a good spot if Kellen Moore goes in. But again, we appreciate everybody that's popped in with us this season. Still keep up with us on the socials. We won't be running any obviously weekly shows. We might have a show here or there, something special. If something special comes along, you'll see my face pop up here and there. The boys want to join, they'll be around. But again, we can't be more than thankful for everybody that's been with us in this ride of season 2 for this season. And we hope that if you won your fantasy league, if you've been hitting good on daily fantasy, that continues. And like we just really appreciate it. And it's given us an opportunity to grow as people and meet new people like Casey, like Nessa, like Pete, like John, like addicts, like people that are here that see us and give us all the good vibes. So we appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Yep.
We appreciate you, all the good content you guys give, man. I done popped in on a few Saturday nights with a Corona in my hand.
You've been here. I think you've even been here when we've had some of our people that live under the bridges that like to troll and talk shit.
Have.
But
it's been adventurous in your chat, least to say the least I could say. But I'm a troll too, so I troll. I enjoy it, Oh man, but Cody, you guys appreciate you having me on the show. Especially your last show, man. And hopefully I can get you guys on my show. I'm going to orchestrate something big. Trust and believe, especially if we win.
Yeah.
Not even especially when we win. The hell
When
am I
you
talking
win?
about? When we win. What am I saying? When we win, it's gonna be a big smorgasbord of all the sports shows. We're gonna talk our shit. I'm gonna talk my shit. And
make sure you get the Ballers and Briefs merch.
Yeah.
Reach out to us. We get you a shirt. You for sure, Casey. We got you one. We got you one coming.
Hook me up with the swank. I need the swank. I'm gonna wear it on the stream. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys having me on, man. It's been great.
And like I said,
likewise, good conversation. Always.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
And we hope everybody gets big wins.
So
good luck tomorrow.
Same energy. So always.
Yeah. So everybody get big wins tomorrow. We hope that your team that you pull for, if they're in the Super Bowl, we hope that they win just for you. We hope that
the Eagles, it don't even matter. If it ain't the Eagles, it don't even fucking matter.
We hope that you all become $1 million richer. No, we want to become $1 million richer, or maybe we just split the $1 million. How about that? There's $5 million up for grabs tomorrow on the $20 max. So there's at least 4 of us here, and then maybe it could be one of you. So that's $1 million a piece, right? There you go. That's all we need.
Would be nice.
So, but yeah, we appreciate everybody, and we will catch you all later. And thanks for being here, and we will see y'all soon. Peace.